Since the Tyre Nichols body cam footage has been released of his brutal murder, the internet has been on fire with a multitude of think piece discussions concerning what happened and why it happened. Now, in the midst of all these think pieces, there's a lot of disingenuous takes surrounding the incident, but Jason Whitlock's take is without a doubt the most ludicrous that I've heard so far, because he blamed the murder of Tyre Nichols on black women. Yes, it's black women's fault, according to Whitlock, that Tyre Nichols is dead.
I felt guilty putting that video on the screen, not because I was on anyone's side. I felt obviously bad about it. It was horrible. But because you don't want to put ugly things on TV and inflame passions. You want people to be reasonable and think things through and reach wise decisions. Why would news organizations, I mean, they really want to make people enraged, clearly.
They don't want us focused on reality. Hey, if they want us to devote an hour of coverage to this and weekend coverage of this, and they want to take us to a good place, I would examine the racial element of this, because there is a racial element. And this is a story about young black men and their inability to treat each other in a humane way. Everybody involved in this on the street level was either 24 to 32 years old. Everybody. It was a group of young black men, 5-on-1.
Now, mind you, you can go online right now on YouTube and find an abundance of videos of white cops beating a black male senseless, if not shooting them dead, under the guise of resisting arrest. Yet none of that is racial in the eyes of Whitlock. But the moment a video arises of black cops doing what we've watched white cops do countless times, now all of a sudden it's black on black violence, and that's the only racial component that matters.
Look like gang violence to me.
And when we watch the countless videos of cops that look like Tucker Carlson engaging in that same activity against black men, it looks like a good old-fashioned lynch mob to me.
It looked like what young black men do when they're supervised by a single black woman. And that's what they got going on in the Memphis Police Department. They've elected some or put some black woman in charge of the police force. And we're getting the same kind of chaos and disunity and violence that we see in a lot of these cities that are run by single mothers.
Whitlock is literally lying on the Memphis police chief, Saralyn C.J. Davis. Now, what you're looking at here is the memphispolice.org website. And on this website is the bio of police chief Saralyn C.J. Davis. Now, when you scroll down to the last paragraph, it states this: Davis has a Bachelor of Arts degree in criminal justice and a master's degree in general administration. She is the proud wife of a very supportive husband, retired law enforcement for 27 years, and a mother of one daughter. See, now, if you let Jason Whitlock tell it, Saralyn Davis is a single black woman baby mama who's nothing more than an affirmative action diversity hire. And that's the real problem here. We have too many cities ran by these single black women baby mamas, despite the fact that Saralyn Davis is the complete opposite of that. So now what Whitlock does next is that he attempts to pivot the conversation to black families, the lack of black fathers in the home, and because there's a lack of black fathers in the home, black men don't know how to respect authority.
If we want to discuss the breakdown of family that leads to disrespect for authority, that causes you to resist the police and run from the police and not comply with the police because you resist authority at all time, because there was no male authority in your home, let's have that discussion. But that's not where they want to take us. They want to take us down the path of saying, you know what, this is Tucker Carlson's fault. This is some random this is Donald Trump's fault. It's not. It's the breakdown of family and the buying in to all these left-wing things that have nothing to do with promoting family.
You've been on the show so many times, and every single time you say something I never would have thought of, including what you just said, and I appreciate it. Jason Whitlock.
Now, if Whitlock wanted to have a genuine discussion about the black family, I don't think anybody would have a problem with that. But the fact that he did nothing but lie his way up to his black family conclusion throws his entire argument out the window. He lied on a police chief who was a married woman with children, not a single black woman baby mama, and then he goes on to assume that the 5 officers that killed Tyre were all raised by black women baby mamas as well, without any evidence to support this. And it's these single black women baby mamas that run these cities where stuff like this happens. Now, does anybody seriously believe that Jason Whitlock actually cares about the black family? Do you really believe that? Or do you believe that Whitlock was brought up to Tucker Carlson for the sole purpose of spewing anti-black racist talking points on behalf of Tucker Carlson? Let me know in the comment section below. And with all that being said, that does it for today's video. So please make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. And also, please make sure you text tdhiphop to number 33222. That's tdhiphop to number 33222. That way you'll get a text notification whenever I release a new video, but it also serves as an insurance plan for myself, so in case YouTube ever gives me the axe, I'll be able to send you a direct link to where you can find me next. And last but certainly not least, for those of you who have a love and appreciation for the work that I put in on this channel, the number one way you can show your support is through Patreon. For only $3 a month, that will help put me in position to take TD Hip Hop Media off of YouTube. Remember, the goal is not to grow big on YouTube, but to grow independent of YouTube. And for those of you who have issues with joining Patreon, you can also hit the join button that's next to the subscribe button, and that way you can become an official channel member for as little as $3 a month as well. And lastly, if you haven't already, please make sure you join the emailing list. There is no way that I can go independent of YouTube if I cannot take the audience with me. And the link to that will be pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you for your time, and until the next video, peace.